The final two questions I have for you guys is like, what was going through your guys' head? Like, Brady, what was going through your head when Matthew was fighting? And Matthew, what was going on in your head when Brady was fighting? And then after the game, I don't know if you guys saw, but like the big Walt clip is iconic. Him kind of calling it and like knowing his sons and having a proud dad moment at that stage. Like, you got to talk about that and like how awesome it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually funny because I rewatched it the other day. It's just I was bored, not playing. I'm like, all right, I got to put something on. But you know what? Like, just going into it, I remember I was just standing on the other side of the circle. Matthew's already backed up with part of his glove off. I'm like, oh, like nobody's gonna have a better seat than this and more memorable experience than me. Like, I'm gonna be right on the edge.
You're like holding my hand at the start of it. You're like fucking right there.
Like, I'm like, all right. Like, I was like, in my head, I wanted to be like, help him out and be like, all right, go right over, go under. Like, that's what like I've done in the past. And I'm like, go under, like this is, or like switch. All I could say, because I was so fired up, like just hearing everybody, that I was just like, I just kept saying, yeah, forget him, yeah. And I just said it like 12 times. Like, that's all I could think in that moment. And when he did it, and when the fight ended, I felt like I could fight like Conor McGregor in his prime right after. I'm like, you know what? I have so much adrenaline. Like, I could go anybody. And like, I was so nervous for his at the start, but then once he got into it and I saw he was doing a great job, I was like, okay, I'm going to run through a wall right now. Like, I feel like I can go right through the boards.
Yeah, mine
is unreal.
I mean, my heart rate, as everybody knows, in a fight, if your heart rate, I wear like a little monitor on my bicep during it. I didn't wear it for that tournament, but like I would say north of 2 easily.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Oh,
it
yeah.
had to be. I was like popping out of my chest, like just excited. I mean, what are words, Brady? Like, just I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what was going on. It was like everything though, like when you're doing it, like your heart's beating out of your chance to start. And then right at the start of it, you're just looking at somebody,
like the flow.
It's just a blur outside. So that was pretty crazy. And then, I mean, I thought Brady after that, cause I knew he was going to want to do the same thing. I was looking at who we were starting against and they started all Tampa line. And then their D were, I actually don't even remember who the left D was, but the right D was Parayko. Yeah. So that's who I thought you were asking next. And then as I was in the box, I think that's why I saw Benny come over the boards. And I'm like, I mean, before it even started, I'm like giving Benny the slow clap too, because nobody else, like people are probably sat right back down on the bench to not go and take the face off against you. So I actually give him a ton of credit there. And he's a tough son of a gun and a great player. So, and one of my like great buddies playing with. So it was just like a weird, crazy, like insane, I can't believe this is happening moment. And I just knew it was coming like immediately. And I think, did I even sit down or was I already standing on the glass? I don't know. But I just, at that moment, you just, again, I'm in a blur and I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, this is like, what's going on? I can't hear myself think. Like the crowd, like, shut up, crowd. Like, I want to hear this. Like, Brady, go. Like, yeah, whatever. And then one of the funniest clips, I think, is us pretending, like acting like we're 5 years old in the box, being like looking for like closure from the other guy, like how the fights were. You're like, I got him. Like, yeah, you did. And then I'm like, how did I do? You're like, fucking unreal or something.
Unbelievable.
So dumb. It's so ridiculous.
It's like, I can't believe that actually happened. Like forgetting that we were mic'd up. Like that's what they catch. But nothing better was that dab up. Like that was a memorable moment.
I had more brothers like reach out to me or either like text, Twitter, like something tagged in or just anything being like, that is, especially when you have two brothers that are as close as we are that like play a same sport or just even growing up, like playing football or like just anything, to have a moment where you're on the biggest stage playing with your brother and you have a dab up that you could maybe hear cross country. Like that was loud. I might've been louder than the crowd.
It was special. No, it was perfect.
It's the best. It's the best video on the planet. But Dad's a smart hockey guy. He fucking knew it. He knew
he
it.
can read a room with the best
And
of
mom,
them
like,
too.
mom, do you think mom's been around watching the game for a little bit too?
Her
Like,
reaction.
she's like, what?
What?
Hey, huh? What? No, really?
Like you don't see Matthew backing up to the goal line with this glove off.
Mom-
Like I think anybody can read.
Mom, my gloves
are
are
you
with
watching?
Mom, my gloves are with Teddy on the bench right now. Like, I have gloves on right now. What do you think I'm doing? Oh, it's so good. But his reaction's priceless. He knew it. And what he say after? He's like, I saw Brady. I saw Brady.
No, then he's like, we're not done yet.
He's like,
he's like, hey, Chantel, we're not done yet.
She's like, what? No, we are.
She's like, what?
Even Taryn, our sister, for those of you out there that don't know, like, is just like as cool as a cucumber, like just so chill, and like doesn't get like too high or low with that stuff. I hate that line, but doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too down, whatever. Like she was just jacked up. So incredible. I mean, I hope we'll eventually take on questions. I know we didn't talk about this with Mikey, with you, but I think you're going to be okay with this. Like eventually when we get to a point, we will be taking questions from the audience, the fans, the listeners, everything. So, I mean, we'll cover as much about fucking anything as you guys want. We can dive into anything, but Brady, so we're after that game, we win. We're on like just the craziest high of all time. Do you remember that flight that night and how late we got in and like just how epic that flight was, how excited the guys were? Like that might have been the highlight of the tournament for me.
That was an all-time memory. Just like you said, biggest win I know of my life, but like just beat Canada in their building. Like just that was our clinching, and so we already knew we were playing in the finals. So we already had a final berth. So it's like, all right, like
let's enjoy this one, boys. Like this is the greatest game. Like it was the coolest experience ever. Time for the top shelf take. This is Brady and I have a lot of favorites. A lot of favorite things going on. This to me is kind of, other than, I still got to give it to Wingman of the Week, but I love hearing our takes, Brady. But I love even more than hearing our takes. I love the comments in the comment section, or the replies to our takes, being like Brady's a fucking idiot with something, or I agree with you guys. I know they agreed a lot with me on my take for Christmas decorations. They did not agree with you. So I really like this one, and we have no soft takes. Like this is pretty bold stuff here that we're talking. So I gotta go, Brady. What do you got for the top shelf take of the week, fella?
This is not a tough one. This can get definitely taken the wrong way, because I think initially nobody's better at signing things for people than me and you. Jerseys, cards, whatever people have, we're more than happy to sign them. But after seeing a video of an unbelievable player in this league, Connor Bedard, and it going viral, autograph seekers, that's my hot take is, do autograph seekers deserve to get a signature when they're going to just sell it? I don't think so. I don't think so. And it's a different situation for
like, what are the ground rules for it? You're kind of saying when do you sign, when do you not sign?
Yes. And for me, it's one per day, no matter what. I'm not signing 2, 3, 4. At the end of the day, you're just losing money on your signature. Where if it's a kid for a good cause, I don't do.
No, I know you're asking me what I think, but I need a little bit of rules here. So first of all, this Connor Bedard video that you're talking about, I know I saw it on Twitter. That was in Buffalo. It's probably the same fucking guy that tweeted about the goalie being in the bar. But so you're saying when you get to the hotel the night before, so we land in the afternoon. We walk into the hotel. There's 5 guys there. We go down for dinner. The same 5 guys are there. We come back from dinner. There's 3 of the guys there. We go to morning skate the next morning. There's 5 guys plus another 5 guys. We come back, same thing. We go to the game. There's 20 of them. So you're asking me what the rule is for like how I approach it all.
Yeah, I'd be curious because I know mine is I'm a 1 per day. If I do it once and I try to get it again, I said I already signed. If you weren't here, I already signed.
Wow. So I go only kids and I need your name. And if for some reason there's not any kids there and it's like 1 or 2 guys, I get their name, because the second I write down their name, can't sell it unless you're selling it to whatever name he says. Like if he makes up a name, whatever. And I don't necessarily like write anything all the time. For a kid, I'll write, a little thing. But so you asked me to sign. Well, what's your name? Brady? Okay. To Brady. Here we go. And that's the best way to get them to not ask you all the time. But nothing worse than when you're like, fuck, I got you yesterday. They're like, no, I'm new here today. I thought he'd sell.
I just got here. Like,
it's the worst. And do you know what? Honestly, like I'm actually being really nice about this right now. I was fucking pissed at them trying to like sewer Bedard for that. Like, first of all, don't like take a video of him doing that. Second of all, like don't run up to him when you know he's not coming. Like if he's going to come to you, he'll come to you. Like it's just, some of them are fucking like
he's not obligated. Man. He's not obligated to sign anying. Like if it's
at the end of the day, like
if it's not his deal for him, he's not making any money. Like, so why?
And unless he would do it for a kid. I'm sure I don't know him, but I'm sure he would do it for one of his fans. But if he knows that if you're there every time he signed 10 things and it's on eBay 10 times, like I'm not fucking signing either. Like it's common fucking sense. It doesn't just devalue the signature. We don't care about that. It's just the principle of it. Like you're profiting off that. It's just, I don't know. I'm on Team Bedard on this all day. The only thing I would have done differently is I wouldn't have signed. I would have just kept going. So
you're stubborn. So it's fine though. That's why we love you.
I'm a complete asshole.
Like, would you get into it with the guy over that?
I'd be like, dude, just fucking leave me alone.
You want a 1-2?
I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. It's just like, do you know what I probably would have done? Honestly. I'll get you tomorrow. I'll get you tomorrow.
Oh, I love a push off
for the game. It's just like it's the best. It's the best. I'm a push off guy, and then I never do it like going to the games just because like game time. I'm trying to dial it in a little bit, but that's a tough one, Brady. I would love to hear what people think about what they would do, whether they play in the NHL or not. I need them to know the whole story of. I need people, because if people are going to get mad at us for this, they're not going to get mad at us if they know exactly what we see every day with it. And the same.
So like his situation, it's like people wait outside the hotel and there's usually like a section the hotel blocks off, like out, like away from the sidewalk. And usually that way it's either you have to walk by him or you don't see him. But Bedard is on a street, so they must have followed him. And where like he obviously didn't want to sign, like you said, like he would have gone up to and signed it, like where they stand. So clearly he doesn't want to sign anything and he's not obligated to sign anything. So
Brady, I got a great story. I got a great story about this. We're playing in Philly and we're staying at the hotel down there by the Rocky Steps. And me, the Stalls, and a couple of guys my first year in Florida walked to dinner. It was probably like a good 15, 20-minute walk, mile, whatever it was. And some guy was walking with me the whole time. And I already signed like one thing for him when I got to the hotel, and I've changed. I don't really do that anymore. And he walked with me with like a card book all the way to dinner. I'm like, dude, I already got you. I must have said it 50 times. I was like, and my hands are in my pocket. I'm like, dude, I ain't fucking signing it. We're going to meet Kevin Hayes, beauty,
legend,
at dinner. I think it was, me, Whitey, the Stalls. We're walking to meet him. So I'm just like, and at this point, I'm not only stubborn, which I am, but I'm like annoyed. So I'm like, this ain't happening. Like, I ain't doing it. And Mark Stahl started getting pissed. He's like, dude, like, leave him alone. Like, he's not going to sign it. Like, we're walking to dinner. Like, let us be. And then the guy starts going after Mark. He's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And I was like, oh my God.
Like, cringed.
I was cringing. Stalsy was just like such a like one of my favorite teammates ever, was being like the best and like helping me and just like big brother there. And I'm just like, fuck, now I put him in an awkward spot. Now this guy, he might go toe to toe with the seeker. I'm like, you can't make this shit up. But yeah, so it's just sometimes it could be a little much, but I'm on Team Bedard. The only difference I would have done is not sign it. But for a kid, get the kid's name, and that way they can't sell it. And then if they're, if you see them more than once, because sometimes the seekers recruit the kids and then they work for them. And that's touchy.
That's the gray area. That is a tough situation to be in.
Fuck. But you just gotta get through some experience, and then you gotta get off the steel pony, and you just gotta get
steel pony. I got my headphones in where I'm not listening to a single thing, and you hear the Brady. Sorry, I'm jamming out right now.
I love it.
Matthew, you just went to the White House. Tell us every single detail about that experience and how awesome that was.
How much time do we have is all I got to ask. So do you just want
All
me to
day.
do you want to let me go here and you just want to step in?
Just go off play by play.
Okay. All right. So we meet at the airport in Lauderdale at 9:45. Flight's at 10:15. We land at probably, I think it was like an hour 50. So let's just call it just right around noon. We land. Our White House stuff doesn't start until, I think we had to be at the White House at 2 for all like the checkpoints and everything. So we have 2 hours to like pretty much waste. So we're driving, we're going there, and it just like clued in, like, why are we going to get there so early when we're literally just going to sit around? So we just pull up to like this random restaurant, like this kind of coffee shop vibe, but it was actually like a restaurant, and go in there. Quick little table for 60. Don't know how they did it. They fit all the players in on this one area. The rest were kind of spread out. So we go there, little lunch. And then by the time we got back in, go to the White House. So the way it works is where you park the buses, it's on the main street, right? And I forget the name of the street, but
Pennsylvania Ave?
Brady, I don't know. Maybe.
That's the only thing I know. I just Penn Ave, eh?
Good guess. It probably is. Isn't that like the famous street that runs through everything?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we park the buses there, and then you can see it. But the way you walk through like all these little checkpoints. We probably did 4 or 5 checkpoints. So you walk in here, and then most of it's outside. So you walk outside, obviously, and then you go to like a little checkpoint tented area, walk a little bit more, another area, another walkthrough. Like the security is like obviously the best in the world. Secret Service everywhere. You see this stuff. I heard a story
is it like phones and wallets out at every single one, or is it one of those where you just walk in? It's just the technology.
Phones and wallets were out at 1. I think the technology is so good, like they just see right through you. It's like an MRI machine. I'm assuming. Like that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's that good.
Yeah.
I actually heard a story once that somebody was outside the White House waiting for an Uber, and a homeless again. I heard this through somebody else, but heard there was like, I don't necessarily like a homeless man, but somebody just like walking around that looked like in greasy clothes and kind of maybe just out for a stroll, and went up to the car and was like, hey, you can't park here. Like it was a hidden Secret Service member. Crazy stuff. So they're everywhere, and they could not be nice. So they're unbelievable people. So we get there, we're going through the checkpoints, we walk in, and like all of a sudden you're in it. Like you go through this little walkway, and you're just like in the White House. You're like, holy shit, we're there. And we walk right in. Do you know where we like walk through? You know the scene in White House Down where they're holding the hostages there?
Yeah.
Like right in the middle there, like kind of area, like where he hits him with the vase. That's where we were. And so we're just hanging out there. There's portraits everywhere. The red carpet leading to like this ballroom on the left that we are, or right. I honestly can't remember, but going this way. And then we had this waiting period of this big, just hangout area. But you know, in the movies where there's like the red room, the green room, the blue room, like all different, like you've seen it in the movies. That was like our hangout area. We could just look everywhere, take as many pictures we want. Like I've got some of the greatest pictures on my phone. So we walk in there, immediately go to where we're going for like the ceremony. And they kind of just, they pick where you're standing or based on height and, you know, some guys in the middle, whatever the case was. And that's the moment we got there. And I see my name on the floor right next to the mic, like Matthew Tkachuk. Like that's where I'm standing. I'm like, oh no. And it's starting to like clue in with me. They're like, and it's going to go from the president to then Vinny talking and then to you talking, Matthew. And I'm like, I was kind of warned that I was going to say something. So didn't have anything planned, but just, you know, mental prep. But I saw the mark where I was standing and I'm like, that's where Barkey was standing last year. Yeah. And then they come up to me again. They go, okay, so everybody's going to file out on the way out. And Matthew, you and Vinny are going to walk out right behind him, just like you walked in. And I'm like, did I just hear that correctly? And I had to confirm it with the same person. I'm like, what do you mean like walk in? They go, oh, yeah. So like everybody's going to walk in first. They're going to be up there. And then when they announce and the president of the United States with like the presidential music, that's where he's going to lead you. He's going to lead. And then you and Vinny are going to be right behind him walking. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like it's what Barkey did last year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is insane. Like, what an incredible honor, everything. And then the lady who's amazing, running it all, goes, all right, let's practice. So me, her, and Vinny went out. Everybody else like kind of went out. They filed in, got to their spots, and they played the music. She was the acting president, so we followed on. Brady, I couldn't keep a straight face. I was nervous as hell, and there's nobody in there. It's just like the guys. And then we prepped it. Like they're like, all right, and she's like, I'm the president. Mr. Viola, come up, say a few words. He says, he did it like real practice too. Like gave like a good thing, so that I come up there and I'm like, fuck, like I can't do my thing twice. Like this is from the heart. So I just said something, like whatever, and then fumbled my words. I'm like, oh my God, like there's nobody in here, but like, why am I wasting the good ones right now?
Yeah.
So fumbled it over, fake handed the gifts, and then filed out. And I was just like, this is going to be like the most incredible walk of all time. So we leave that. It's called at this time, it's like 2:45. We basically have an hour and change until 4:00 while we're all just hanging, like taking pictures. Like they were so cool. Like we could take pictures of everything, except in the Oval Office, which I'll get to. But pretty much like everything, like you could do, like you just go around, tour everything, see everything, take pictures of everything, talk to anybody. That was the coolest part, is talking to everybody. They give like all the history of everything, the best answers. Like nobody's hiding anything. Like they want you to have the best experience ever. So, and in the meantime, there's like students that the president said like win some sort of thing, and then they get to be playing the music at the White House for the year or for the day, or I don't know how that part works. So they're playing like I don't know, like championship songs. Like like seriously, they would be playing like type of stuff like that on the piano and just going to town the whole time. So some great background noise, and it was cool. We did, me, Jonesy, Bill, Zito, and Teddy did some stuff for USA for the upcoming Olympics. That was really cool. Did it for like the White House PR and all of them in that grace period. And other than that, we were really just shooting the shit with, I don't know if they're generals or just people that work there, Secret Service, people that kind of were just there helping for the day. It was just so cool seeing how everybody got there. And I think the common thing was just how much they love working at the White House and how much they love the United States. So obviously we have that in common, being proud Americans. So that was incredible. And then all of a sudden it's probably 3:50, 3:55, and they're like, line up. So everybody's lining up on their way out to the walk. And we're kind of just waiting there. And here come like a bunch of people like last second to get in there. And it was like Kash Patel and all these people. And it was just like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening right now. So got to speak with all of them while we were waiting for the president, which was incredible. And then me and Vinny went in this other room, I think it was the blue room, while we were waiting for everybody to walk through. So we had like a few minutes there, just kind of us three going over what we were going to do. And honestly, I know it sounds crazy. We were just shooting the shit for a little bit.
Like with President Trump?
Yeah, with the president.
Like just
me, him, and Vinny were kind of just
like some of those like conversations, like just
I know.
Hey, how's everything going? Good?
No, I know that he came in and he's like, I remember watching your dad. He was a hell of a player. It's pretty crazy that he has a son that's playing well too. Meanwhile, I'm like, I had 2 sons. Hey, Brady, come on, Brady. and then he's asking Vinny. He's like, is he as good as his dad? Is he as good? And like, I had to step in there for Vinny. I'm like, Vinny, I got this. Like, either you're gonna, he was not gonna shit on me, and he's not gonna. I didn't want him to like say anything like, oh yes, he is. You know what I mean? So I'm like, Vinny, I got this one. Yes, he is better than me. He's got like 550 goals or whatever. And then it got brought up like that he's not in the Hall of Fame. And the president thought it was crazy that he wasn't in the Hall of Fame with all the goals he scored and everything he's done. So that was a topic for a little bit. And then we were just talking and giving like our thank yous for having us and like how thankful we are and how honored we are as to like obviously us and the Violas are such proud Americans and American families, and just so honored to be there on kind of speaking on behalf of the whole team, whether you're American or not. Just what an incredible experience that all was. Just the whole tour and everything. And before you know it, there's a phone call and it's like, all right, guys, you're going in 5 seconds. And you hear the announcement through like the door. It's like, and the president of the United States, followed by Vinny Viola and Matthew Tkachuk. And then the presidential music comes down and all of a sudden we're walking, and I think I got nervous a little bit, but
how stiff are you? Because your walks get stiff.
I know sometimes I can have the Tin Man walk, but I made sure that I have like the loose arms a little bit, the smile going, like
it was a smile, just ear to ear.
It was not forced. I was like, this is like the craziest moment of my life. It was crazy, and then what's even crazier is you get up to the stage and you look around, and it's literally wall to wall in a really big room. Of your cameras, your like all the press that's there is ridiculous, and like and it was so cool. Like I didn't know that they were going to be there, but I should have remembered from last year. But then you have the commissioner Gary Bettman of the NHL is there. You have like some senators were there, some people with whether it's some FBI people, just so many Secret Service, so many people, just so many people are around, like so many guests. And it was amazing and just kind of a surreal, like 20 minutes. And you don't really know like what's going on. And then it's just incredible that the president of the United States, like, whether, and obviously we don't talk about politics on the show, nor should we, but like, it's just such an honor to go to the White House as an American. Like it's got to be every American's dream to go see it. And I got to see it firsthand from like behind the microphone there at like the desk or the stand, like the presidential stand. Like it was just, I think it was like a pinch me moment, like 4 years ago. Like I just got traded here 3 years ago, and now we're standing behind the president. Like I'm about to give a speech on behalf of the players at the White House in front of all these people. I'm just like, this is just ridiculous, but so cool. And my favorite part of the whole thing is like, when the president would like mention like Sam Bennett or Sam Reinhart or Bob,
he's got the firm hand,
or
Marshy. He's got some strong guys.
But it's just it was just so cool being like him saying like, Sam Bennett, where's Sam? And then give Benny a handshake, and it's just like the little like conversations there, like not on the mic so people can hear. He's like, just congratulations, Sam, and then he like turns back. He's like, wow, that's a firm handshake. Like it's the little things that were just, just pretty funny. And, just such a cool experience. And then I got up there, said my thing, just really wanted
Great speech. I was watching. Great speech.
Just really wanted to emphasize like how honored I am on behalf of the players, and what I didn't get to really mention, but, which I wanted to now looking back, but just it's amazing what winning does. And I know I mentioned how it really takes a village and a ton of people, whether you're the trainers or coaches or management, and everything stems from the unbelievable ownership we have. But the people that don't get the credit that I really wanted to like feel, give them the credit for. And at the end of the day, like what winning does, which I wanted to mention too, is like it turns 25 teammates into 25 best friends. So that's just such an incredible feeling. And what I love about the White House visit is you kind of do it a little bit after. I would say the perfect amount of time after you win, where you've kind of moved on a little bit, but it's that last reminder and that last kind of cherry on top. So I thought it was great. I was so honored to be able to speak. I was so honored to be able to dish out some credit to everybody, and had to throw in there at the end how honored I am to represent, obviously, the president, everybody there, and the millions of Americans watching at the Olympics next month. Everybody in the audience loved that, which was really cool. So, but now to like the best part about it all, I hope you have your ears working right now, because this has been very, very cool to hear. This is just
scoop. I think everybody's going to enjoy that.
This is just insane. This behind the scenes stuff after. So we're walking out, and he's like, all right, everybody, let's go to the Oval Office. And we're like, okay, this is great. We go, and right behind the president is Vinny, his son Michael, myself, Barkey, and Jonesy. So we go there, and we're like halfway down. So at the end of the hall is like the ballroom area that we're kind of our meeting area. But we took a right like halfway through, and so like everybody's walking by us to go to the ballroom. We're just hanging out, just again in front of like the piano players, and we're just talking about some of the paintings and just small talk. Small talk, right, Brady?
Yeah, tummy sticks.
And no, it was great. It was just like talking about like this painting and the history of this and this and this and this, and so it was great. And then I grab Eki. I'm like, Eki, like, come on, we're going to the Oval Office. So he's like the only one that comes. Don't know really like why nobody else followed him. So then the president's like, all right, let's go. So we just follow him, and Secret Service is like around us, and all of a sudden we're just like
he's on the move. He's on the move.
No, just like we're just like a 4-man, or sorry, like a 10-man crew walking, and everybody else is like in the ballroom, but we're with the president. Like we gotta go. We just gotta follow. So we walk through, and like literally all the movies like you've seen about like the White House, like it looked exactly like that, like the hallways and stuff. So we're walking there, and then all of a sudden we're on the way to the Oval Office, and like there's this famous new thing that as I don't really know the history of it, but it was like the wall or walk of fame. So there's all these, the list of all the former presidents there, and it's on the way to the Oval Office. And we're really just like hanging out, small talking about like history and like the area and the floors, and just like once in a lifetime like experience, really. And then we're in like the Walk of Fame area, going to the Oval Office, and that's where the rest of the team and everybody in the whole traveling party met up with us. We go to the Oval Office. There's so many of us, so we split up into like 3 groups of like 15 or 20, and each group went into the Oval Office, got some time to talk, got some great pictures. We got this incredible coin, which is like the presidential White House coin, which is obviously just so cool. A couple guys were offered pens, the presidential pens, so they obviously took them. What else was there? The Declaration of Independence was just buzzing around, so we got a picture in front of that. Just so many like historic things. Like I really wish like on some of my walks I was able to just stop and see some of the stuff. So it really was insane. And then by the time you know it, you're walking out and you have no idea what the hell just happened. So It was an insane few hours. I would say once in a lifetime experience, but we were lucky enough to do it the year before. And one of my favorite parts is getting on the bus after and just everybody like crying, laughing, just be like, what just happened? That was incredible. Like what an experience. So one of the highlights of winning is being able to have that honor. And we certainly took full advantage of it, and makes you want to do it again.
No, do you remember that first call that you had that you were named to the Olympic team? Like, where were you? Who was it? And I can only imagine how you felt, but just kind of like a dream come true.
I actually don't remember. It's weird. Like I'm a very like day to day, delete the day before kind of guy. And so I don't remember any of my like 99% of my goals or like stories on the road. I got a terrible memory. I don't know. But I remember that there was, I don't know how it worked, but USA Hockey gave Scott Burnside maybe access to like in the room when they're like making their selections of like who's going to make the team, who's not going to. And so I think it was like kind of out there that I was going to be like on the bubble, and that my shootouts were going really good that year. I think by the end of the year I was like 9 for 12 in the NHL season. But I do remember like calling my family and letting them know. And that's the one thing that really sticks with me, because like, my family's like, they're all crying, it's like a dream come true. And I kind of live in the moment and don't feel that emotion usually right away. Just like telling my mom and dad that I was on the Olympic team was just like the coolest thing, not only for me, but like for them too, right? Because of all the sacrifices they made. You know, I wasn't in Warroad my whole life. I was in Seattle where hockey was very tough. We had to go to Vancouver, BC every weekend to play games. We had to play in a Canadian league and I think Pee-wees and Bantams. And so it was just very, very tough. They ended up getting divorced. I don't think it's, you know, because of me or because of that. I'm not like holding something in right here, but like it's hard, right? It's hard on them. So just for them to like kind of have that moment and be able to watch me, and hockey wasn't big out there at all. The Kraken weren't there. And so for me to be like in the news in Seattle, to like on the news station that they watch every morning, was a really big deal for them. And so that's kind of what sticks with me. Like now looking back, and what I remember is the impact it had of being named to the team on my family.
That's incredible. I saw what you said the other day too about how every Olympic winner has had a Warroad, Minnesota guy on the team, and Nelly, right, is from Warroad.
Nelly's from Warroad. Yeah, he was my senior year. He was a second year Bantam.
So that's good. That's good for us. We need that good carb on our side.
Yeah. That's maybe that's the whole reason they selected me. They're like, no, he's from Warroad, and he has a shootout just in case. Let's throw him on the fourth line with three other players, and we'll just see what happens.
Okay, so this was my all I thought about too. And you mentioned that exactly. So let's go to the Russia game real quick. We're jumping right into the shootout. First of all, did you know that if you went into a shootout, you were going, like, no matter what? Did they tell you that before, or was it just you had a feeling?
Well, the article came out from, I think, ESPN that like I was, I forget who someone wanted Saad on the team, and David Poyle was like, but what about Oshie with that shootout move? Like that's like, I think that's quotations what he said. And it was in the article before we were even at the Olympics. So I assumed that like if we went into a shootout, I would go. And because we knew like a gold medal could like come down to this, we practiced it every practice. I think I only shot on Quickie once. He didn't really do a lot of them. He did a couple. But I shot on the other guys a bunch. And
just lighten them up.
I was having a good time with them.
That's kind of like what I wanted to like imagine. So obviously like you're doing so well in the practice, and then you get in the game, and then you go, first of all, how long before that shootout did you play? Like what was your last shift? Because it was at a 20-minute overtime probably.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been like, I might have had one shift in like a 45-minute span, I'd say, before the shootout.
So you're just cold. You're just sitting there. You're
so
freezing
cold.
your
and,
ass
like,
off.
The biggest, longest benches, and like it was just me and my four buddies. Who was with me? I think it was Staz was with me, Blake Wheeler, and Patch Reddy. That might have been our fourth line. But yeah, I mean, it was like most, you know, we kind of just hung out, and we knew like one guy wasn't going to get a shift every time. So we had like our own like little buddy system. And yeah, but most people don't know that. My first time down the ice, I literally got out there, and the first time I touched the puck, I was like, man, my stick feels so long, and I lose the puck at the blue line my first time down. I'm trying to stick him, I lose the puck, because I hadn't been on the ice for a while. And so I was kind of, you know, going in cold, but we had pre-scouted, and I knew I was going 5-hole, like 95% sure I was going 5-hole on the very first one, unless he did something weird.
And probably at that point you knew like, all right, I'm going down once. And then once you go second time around, they switch up the order. So then you're going second, have to score again. Well, once you scored that fourth one, you were probably like, all right, don't even look at me, coach. Like I'm just going out.
Yeah, there was multiple times where I was like, honestly, I was having a lot of like, it was like, it's fun to me, right? Like a little piece of you deep down, like hopes you go into over like extra shots so you can go again, you know? Yeah. Like maybe like 1% of you, 99% wants to just win the game. But 1% of you is like, you know, maybe if we tie this thing after 3, I get to go again. And, and so this is selfish, but like, I just love shootouts. So we get to, once we get to like the fourth shot, I kind of have like a good feeling on like what he's doing, but I go down so slow. And on the Olympic rink, they weren't like waiting for us. They weren't making like a big show out of this thing. Like I almost had to like hustle more to the bench than I did like to the goal. And so I was actually getting a little tired, like we mentioned. Like I wasn't when you're cold, like you're not just like, I don't know, I'm not like a super fit guy. so there was one point where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna go in the D side. I think that might have been the fourth shot. And I was sitting at the end of the D bench, and I kind of look back and I'm like, do you want me to go again? And they like Dan Bilesman literally started laughing. He's like, yeah, go. And I'm like, all right. But like Kaner's there. Pavelski's really good at shootouts. Everyone, like Zach Parise, we talked about North Dakota. He was like the guy at North Dakota before me. So like he was the game I went and saw on my visit. And I was like, man, this guy is phenomenal. And so like, and how hard he worked and how skilled he was. So like he was on the team. He was like one of my idols growing up, from like high school to the college scene. So,
and here you are just hitting him with the Heisman to get out there for your 17th shootout.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly felt bad. I felt bad that the other guys, like it had to be boring, like just sitting there watching like someone else gets every chance.
When did you realize though, like how, like, wow, like this is sick. Like how impactful that was too for like, cause I remember we didn't even start our game. We were at a youth hockey tournament in Blaine, Minnesota. Like just, they delayed it because the shootout was on, just kept going. People were locked in on the TV. Like when did you realize like the significance of that moment?
I think it was I was roommates with David Backus. And so after the game, I go do all the media stuff. I think NBC had like a whole studio set up there, and I'm going on all the different shows. And then I get back in my room and I lay down, and, you know, Bax is an old soul. So he's like already sleeping. And so I feel bad. So I like get in my little bed and I pull up my phone, and you know, back then, I don't think Instagram was around. So just Twitter. And it was like, my Twitter followers went from like, I don't know, 25,000 to like 135. And I was like, wow, what is going on? And like, this is like, and then like, I think the next morning, Barack Obama like tweeted, like the White House handle tweeted me, and I was like this is like, it's just a shootout, guys. Let's all settle down a little bit. But it's because you're out there, right? We're not around. Like there's your American, like couple American fans, but it's not like we're at home and everyone's like, you know, the crowd's getting up. I mean, the crowd was pretty upset that we beat Russia. So yeah, it took a little bit for sure.